guys, it's your favorite Slytherin here. I'm back with another video. Today I'm going to be talking about my Harry Potter story. So basically just how I got into Harry Potter, did I watch the movies or the books first, who was my very first favorite character, how old I was, what my thoughts were on it, and stuff like that. So I first started watching the movies. I was very young. I want to say I was like 7. I know I was not quite 11 yet. And it started just the first movie. And I had my little VHS tape. It was The Sorcerer's Stone. My dad had showed it to me. And for the longest time, I didn't know that there was several books or several movies. I just thought there was just one, and it was just that one. And I would literally sit in my basement, because we had an upstairs and a downstairs, and I would sit in the downstairs, and I'd have my little VHS tape in the player, and I would sit there and watch it all the way through, and then I would fast forward it when it got to the credits to watch the deleted scenes at the end of the videotape. And if you guys have seen the videotape, then you know what I'm talking about. If you haven't, I suggest you go and get a videotape and look at it and fast forward past the credits, because it shows some deleted scenes afterwards. And I would watch those, and then I would rewind the whole tape over again, and I would rewatch it and do the exact same. And I would watch it like 10-20 times a day. I would just sit down in the basement and sit down on the floor, and I would just watch Harry Potter over and over and over again. And it got to the point where I knew all the words, and I knew it by heart. So every time someone wanted to watch it with me, I would be able to tell you what character said it, when they said it, what they said, everything. And it drove everyone crazy. And like I said, for the longest time, I didn't know that there were several movies. And when we were out at Walmart one day, I remember it was me and my dad and my stepmom and my siblings, my half-siblings. And it was, we were just out, I think it was my birthday. I think we were out for my birthday. And Dad said I could pick out anything I wanted, and I was like, oh, I want to get Harry Potter on DVD. So he's like, okay. So we went and we found these Harry Potters, and I was like, at first, I'm not going to lie, I was pretty young. I thought, well, what is this? Is this like a different art? I just thought it was like a different cover. Like, I thought it was the same movie, just different cover. So I remember picking out the third movie, because I thought it looked really cool. Like, Ron and Hermione were there, and I just thought it was the coolest art. So I picked out the third movie. And at the time, I was so little and young, I didn't understand that all movies went in order. I thought they were just the same movie, just different pictures. And so I ended up getting all the movies, like, out of order. It was crazy. I got the third movie. The third movie was the first one I got on DVD. And then I ended up getting the second one for Christmas. And then I got the fourth one. And then right around the time that the fifth one came out, I got that one that Christmas, the Christmas that it came out, or Christmas after it came out. And then I got the sixth one when it came out, and then I got the seventh part 1 when it came out, and the seventh part 2 when it came out. So I got the fifth through the seventh, the last seventh one, in order. And then the last one I got on DVD was the first one, it was a Christmas. And I think my favorite character from the beginning was probably Harry. I just really liked Harry, and I kind of identified more with him because I did not have the best home life. My stepmom was quite abusive, and I did live in a basement for a while, by choice, really. It was either share a room with my baby sister or have my own room in the basement, and that's what I chose. I chose to stay in the basement. And so I identified with Harry more, and I remember every year for Halloween I was a witch. Every year I was Hermione. or Jenny or something. And I would walk around the house with my little British accent, and it'd drive everyone crazy. They're like, you're not British, stop using that accent. And it was just, I was so into the movie. I would have my little capes. I would keep, every year for Halloween, I'd buy a new cape. Even if I had a good cape, I bought a brand new one. And I would just wear them around the house. They were just my little costumes I would wear around the house. And I had my little hand-drawn scar, and I had my little glasses. And I did wear glasses as a young kid. And every time I got a new pair of glasses, I would get Harry Potter glasses. They were round, and they looked like Harry Potter glasses. And kids at school would make fun of me and call me Mrs. Harry Potter. And it hurt my feelings because I knew they were picking on me. I mean, if they were just doing it, oh, because you like Harry Potter, you're Mrs. Harry Potter, I wouldn't have, thought very much of it, but they were actually doing it to hurt my feelings. And it did hurt my feelings. So I quit wearing my glasses. And so I identified with Harry more, and he was actually my first crush. I had a huge crush on Harry. And I actually wanted to be the girl version of Harry Potter for Halloween a lot, and my dad wouldn't let me because he's like, no, you could be a girl. You could be Hermione, you could be somebody. And I remember that clear as day, walking around with my little British accent and my little cape, and I'm the girl version of Harry Potter. I love to do the voice of Hermione a lot. I'd love to copy Hermione. I remember doing that. And I remember on my 11th birthday, I was sitting in the basement. I was watching the little Harry Potter tape. And I remember my church pastor, would send out birthday cards to every kid in his church. Probably more than just kids, but I know I would always get one on my birthday. I still get one on my birthday. And I don't even go to that church anymore. So, I remember walking up there. My little brother was sitting in front of the TV. He was watching something. And I was like, guess what, Jacob? On my birthday, it was like, soon. I was like, on my birthday, I'm going to get 2 letters. I'm going to get the letter from the pastor, and I'm going to get my Hogwarts letter. And I was so obsessed. I thought I was going to get my Hogwarts letter. And I think every kid does at this age. And I remember on my birthday, I waited by the door, seen the mail truck, and I darted out the door to go check the mail. And I was very upset when my Hogwarts letter didn't come, and I stayed by, I kept checking the mail every day for about a week after that, because I was like, well, maybe they're just delayed. Maybe Hogwarts is just delayed. I'm going to get my letter. And my birthday is in August, so that's right around the time school starts. And most of the time I started on my birthday. School started on my birthday. But I was just really upset that I didn't get my Hogwarts letter. But I do remember telling my little brother that, and he just didn't, he didn't really care. He's 6 years younger than me. So he was, awfully little, and he was just like, okay, you're going to get 2 letters. So what? Who cares? And something about me is I love getting mail. I've always loved getting mail since I was a kid. I love getting mail now. I don't know what it is. It's just, I love getting mail. Unless it's bills. And then I'm like, I don't really want bills. But I do love getting mail. Even if it's just junk mail. I remember when I was college time, I got lots of mail because college recruiters. And I was just so excited because every piece of mail had my name on it. I was just like, this is my mail. So excited. I love getting mail. And and I didn't actually get into the books until I was a bit older. And I know a lot of people are like, well, you didn't do it right. You needed to read the books first. But when I was young, I have dyslexia, so it was really hard for me to actually get into books and actually read them and stick with them. I was read to a lot as a child, but I didn't really get into the Harry Potter books until I was about in middle school. And if you talk to anybody that I went to middle school with, or high school, you never saw me without a Harry Potter book. I carried those suckers around all the time. And I had them, I had most of them in my backpack. I had, all of them in my backpack. Because I never know which one I wanted to read. And I didn't start reading them out of order, which was kind of stupid of me. But as a kid, I was like, oh, it don't matter. I'm going to get all the same information. I didn't realize, oh, that's going to spoil, and that's not going to, it's going to make me feel bad. But one of my friends, she had told me, she's like, no, 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 you need to read them in order. And I'm like, but I want to read the sixth one first. And they were like, no, no, you need to read in order. And I finally was like, okay, I will. And I read them all in order, and rereading them now. But the third one has always been my favorite. From the time I started reading them to now, it's always been my favorite. I don't know why, it's just, that is my favorite book. And my favorite movie has always been the third one. It's been between the third one and the fifth one. As a young kid, it was always the first one. And then when I kind of discovered that there was more, the first one I bought was the third one. And I loved that one. I loved that one. And it's between the third and the fifth one. I absolutely love them. I've always disliked Jenny. I've never liked her. I don't know if it's just, well, I think it's just because as a kid I was like, well, Harry Potter and I are going to get married, and, it was just that he was my first big crush. And as a fictional character, he was my first big crush. So I was like, I don't like Jenny. She ends up with Harry, and she's not supposed to. I'm supposed to end up with Harry. And I created my little Harry Potter character. Her name was Kelly, Kelena, Georgia, Gina Granger. And she was in her crib when she was a baby. She's Hermione's twin, and she was stolen. Bellatrix Lestrange took her, stole her in the night, and was going to kill her because she was a Muggle born. And her sister Narcissa begged her not to. And so instead of taking her back to her home, the Malfoys raised her. And raised her as their own. She didn't know until she was 13 that she was adopted. And so she ran away from home because she felt like she'd been betrayed. And that's where Lupin adopted her when she was 13. Like, legally adopted her when she was 13. And it was kind of like they were always supposed to be a family. Always. So her and Fedora and Lupin and Teddy all became a family. And I've written some stories about that character. She's very dear and near to my heart. She was actually the first ever character I created. I've created several characters now for, I've got Shadowhunters characters and more Harry Potter characters. I don't usually use any more Harry Potter characters other than Kelly in role-playing or storytelling. Kelly's just my main Harry Potter character, unless it's for Next Generation or Marauders. And Marauders is actually my favorite thing to roleplay. I don't know, I just really like the Marauders. I'd love to see a TV show or a movie based on the Marauders. Because I've always been fascinated with Sirius, James, and Remus. I want to see their relationship, and I think that'd be really cool. But yeah, as a kid, that is what I would do, and that's how I got into Harry Potter. My first ever piece of merchandise I ever bought, and this may be wrong, besides the books and everything, it was either a blanket. No, I know what it was. It was a Snuggie. I bought a Snuggie, and I wore it in one of my videos. I think I'll try to link it down below. But it's a Gryffindor one because I couldn't find a Slytherin one. But I found it at a flea market, brand new inside the box for $3. And I was obsessed. And I still have it to this day. So, I still wear it around the house and everything. So yeah. But that was my first ever piece of merchandise. Was my blanket with sleeves, and I love it. I still to this day love it. So that is my Harry Potter story, and I hope you guys liked it. Please leave questions or comments down below. I will answer them. And stay magical, guys. Bye. See you next week.